Thank you for tuning in to Cherry Swoop Videos. On today's video, I'm going to do a Where They Now on the singer-songwriter Siedah Garrett. Siedah Garrett was a popular singer and songwriter during the 1980s. She was discovered by Quincy Jones in 1983. And she went on to write songs for Madonna, Michael Jackson, Tevin Campbell. She's one of the greatest songwriters of all time. But she's mostly known for her hit song with Michael Jackson in 1987, I Just Can't Stop Loving You. And her first hit song was with Dennis Edwards in 1984, Can't Look Any Further. This was a hit song on the R&B charts. She's done numerous interviews talking about this music video with Dennis Edwards. She said the music video was so cheap, it only cost $11.57. And she said when she showed up to the set, they shot the video in the basement of Motown Records. And then when Dennis Edwards got there, he showed up high. And the music director thought Dennis Edwards was chewing on gum. Because when you watch the video, he's smacking his lips throughout the whole video. And the director thought he was chewing on gum. But he said he didn't have any gum in his mouth. He was just chewing on his tongue. I always thought this video was funny as hell. Because you can tell Dennis is high while he's shooting the video. But regardless of how funny this video is, the song is great. She wrote the song, and this was the song that made her a star. It went to #1 on the R&B charts, and it's going down in history as one of the most iconic music videos of all time. There's 100 different parodies of this video on social media. People have been clowning this video all over YouTube. I'm surprised Weird Al hasn't done a parody of this video. But even though this video is cheap, it's funny, it's long lasting. This is one of the most remembered music videos of the 80s. So I think the song and the music video had a bigger impact than what they initially thought it was going to be. Most of these people doing parodies of the video weren't even alive in 1984 when the video was made. That just goes to show how long lasting this video has become. But Siedah Garrett's most meaningful song as a writer was Man in the Mirror. She wrote and produced this song for Michael Jackson. It went to #1 on the charts for 8 weeks in 1988. And she also released the song as a solo artist. But unfortunately, Siedah Garrett never had a lot of success as a solo artist. She had a lot of success as a songwriter. She had a lot of success singing duets with other singers. But when she released her own material as a solo artist, most of her records didn't sell very well. And I think one of the things that hurt her was her name. Siedah Garrett is not a catchy name. This woman was a great singer. She's beautiful. She's gorgeous. Her only problem was she didn't have a catchy sounding name. In order to make it as a solo artist, you need a catchy sounding name. Like Beyonce, Madonna, Janet Jackson, Rihanna. All of these women have the one thing in common, which is catchy sounding names. When you hear their names, you never forget their names. When you hear Siedah Garrett, it doesn't stand out. It's not catchy. I think she would have had a much better career if she would have changed her name to something more catchy. If you ever saw the La Bamba movie with Ritchie Valens, the first thing the record producer does when he discovers Ritchie Valens is he changes his name. His original name was Richard Ricardo. And he changes his name to Ritchie Valens because Ritchie Valens sounds more catchy. It's going to sell more records on the record shelves. And this is the reason why most celebrities usually change their name once they become famous. But I have a lot of respect for Siedah Garrett for not changing her name and staying true to herself. She didn't care about the success and the money. She cared about staying true to herself. So you have to respect that, even though it probably hurt her career. This woman is one of the greatest songwriters of all time. She's one of the greatest singers of all time. Everybody knows her songs, but most people don't know her name. I just think she should get more recognition as a music artist and singer. She's more known for being a songwriter than being a singer. Today, Siedah Garrett is 60 years old. and she looks amazing. This woman is 60 years old and she looks like she's in her 30s. So she's living good. I'm happy to see that she's still alive and well. She's still writing music and recording music. A lot of people have different opinions about this topic. Leave a comment, rate, and subscribe.
I remember we were in this club in New York. I think it was the Silver Shadow or the Silver Cloud or something like that. And we were in the dressing room, and Dennis had this toe-down entourage with him, like 3 or 4 women who were just old groupies. You haven't lived until you've seen an old-ass groupie. Okay, these are 3 old women that were like loving Dennis Edwards and all his friends, his entourage. There was like 8 or 9 people with Dennis in the dressing room, and I asked if could they leave the dressing room so I could put my clothes on so I could get dressed for the show. One of his groupies said to me, and I will never forget this. She said, "Girl, he a man. He gon' look." And I'm thinking, bitch, he ain't gonna look at this. All you guys are getting out of the room while I get dressed. You might look at your shit. You might be looking at what you got, but you ain't looking at none of this.